What is up, my Van Dam fam? I hope everybody is terrific, but still ready to improve. Karma can be a bitch. Karma can also be a blessing. I think that whatever you want your life to be in abundance of, you should work on creating that using karma. I'm not just talking about building your dream house physically, but whatever you want to be surrounded by, what you want your life to be, that's all you should exude. If you want your life to be really, really good, then that's all you should put out into the universe as building material for your life is good, in my opinion. Good things happen to good people. Really shitty people usually have really shitty lives. I know there's exceptions. You say, hey, what about this guy? He's the worst fucking monster on the planet. He's fucked everybody over. How come he's got the life I want? With the money and the house and the cars, the women, whatever it is. To that, I say, one, you know nothing about the guy. Come on. You don't know what kind of internal diseases he might have. You don't know if his life is going to be really short, if his dick is short. You don't know. All you know is that one dimension of what he and his life represent to you and your ego. And really, your values also might could use some sharpening up. Maybe. I mean, if you have to compare yourself to the worst monster on the planet so that you can validate your goodness, what's that say about you? What I'm saying is, if you're watching this and at the same time you're thinking, you know what I'm going to do this afternoon? I'm going to go to a public mall, shoot everybody I can see, and kill a bunch of innocent people before I eat it via suicide by cop or put the gun on my head. Well, obviously, if you're thinking that, then you are surrounded by darkness. But guess what? Lighten up. That's dark shit. There's enough grief in the world. That's already there. People have to deal with unexpected tragedies, deaths and family and friends. And it's hard enough to deal with. Why would you want to add to that? You think it doesn't fucking matter, right? The fuck should matter? It does matter. It matters, and if you don't want to put an effort towards creating the life that you want, and instead you just want everything done for you, then you're probably one of these people that thinks they're a victim. And they'll just tell you how everything is unfair to them. Oh, this guy did this to them. They got let go. They got fired. Their rent went up. They whatever. Poor me. They want your pity. For me, this is how I deal with karma. When I'm eating shit, I'm usually grateful that it's not worse. And I feel like I'm paying off some balance. It's always easy to think of situations that could be worse. And so that's usually what I'm thinking of if I'm going through a little period that I need to get out of. I've done some stuff in the past that I've completely connected to some shit eating, and I totally think, hey, I deserved that. Other times, when things haven't been going really good, I was hoping I was getting some insurance maybe for some future, because the good times are really, really fucking good. It's a law of attraction, you know? What you're thinking creates your vibration. And that's what you send out. That's what people pick up on. That's what the universe picks up on. Your thoughts become your vibration and your actions. And your vibrations and your actions dictate the decorated path of your life. Think about it like that. Oh, okay. That's when I was like in 10th grade, I think. This is a little bit older here. Look at that. Right the fuck where I'm at. So I scoot over. How about that? Anyway, good looking kid. I'm the one on the right. That's Killer Kowalski. I was 18 here. Little bit older than when I was in 10th grade. Probably 16. I was in speech class. And me and my best friend, my partner in crime, Dango, we did everything together. Everything. And, you know, we were into wrestling. We went to wrestling school together, the Tough Man contest. You know, we were best friends. Every speech that we did was on wrestling because we were so hooked on professional wrestling. We both knew we were going to be pro wrestlers. Mrs. Rosa, the speech teacher, got so tired of it, she eventually banned wrestling speeches because she didn't want to hear anymore. We had to do a demonstrative speech one day. And we decided we're going to do a wrestling move. It's something where you have to demonstrate while you're giving the speech, explaining. So we decided we were going to do the gorilla press. Cool. We went up there. This was something you partner up on, you work on for a week or whatever the fuck, right? Presentation day. I gave the talk for the first half. I said, we're going to show you this wrestling move called the gorilla press. Gorilla press is a very handy move. You got to explain, you know, what its uses are for, when you would use it. I mean, there's certain guidelines within this demonstration. That's part of the assignment. All right. So, you know, a gorilla press is a great move and something you might want to choose as an option when you're ready to finish your opponent at the end of the match. First, you want to make sure that he's really beat up and tired before you attempt this. So it's better later in the match. But once you have the opportunity, then you got to make the choice. And I picked Dango up over my head. And I'm holding him like this. And then Dango started talking. Everybody laughed. I'm laughing with my delivery. I don't even like it when people do that. I gorilla press Dango up. And everyone's like, oh my God. We're up on this little 2-step stage. behind the podium. And then Dango takes over and he says, now, while Rob's got me up here, he's got a few choices he can make on executing the move. He could body slam me on my back, and I look over, and he says he could drop me behind him on my ribs, and I kind of, look. He says, or he could throw me on that podium. So, whew, Dango's head hits the podium. Bam! He sells it, falls on his back. The podium sells it by falling off the stage. And when it hit the classroom floor, some wood split off of it. Mrs. Rosa was not happy. I think the kids enjoyed it. This was just brought up a few days ago by a neighbor that was here in Vegas visiting. I thought that'd be a good story to share. Mrs. Rosa was pissed. And besides yelling at us about how we're not going to do any more wrestling speeches, she also throws in there, and you will be pay for this podium to get it fixed. And, okay, whatever. And she's pissed. She's yelling at me. She says, I want you to go down to the shop room and tell Mr. Boyer what you just did. And tell Mr. Boyer that this needs to be fixed and you want him to give you the bill for it and you're going to pay for it. All right. So I got to go down to the shop room, which I do. Why wasn't Dango with me? I guess because I threw Dango on the podium. I probably took the heat for it. Anyway, I go down and I talk to Mr. Boyer. I never had shop. I don't think that I had him as a teacher. I didn't really know him. I knew who he was. I went down to the shop class. I think I had a piece of the wood that had splintered off. And I had to take that and show him. Hey, Mr. Boyer, I knocked the podium off the stage. It fell over. This thing broke off of it. Mrs. Rosa wanted me to come down here and tell you, it needs to get fixed. He's like, yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, she wants you to give me a bill for it. She says I got to pay for it. Mr. Boyer says, you know what? Let's just call it even. He says some teachers were talking in the teacher's lounge today, and I heard that you did me a favor earlier and stopped my wife's car when it was rolling in the parking lot. And I appreciate that, So how about I just do you a favor? Oh, interesting. See, I had forgotten about that. But that morning, I saw a car. Obviously, it was left in neutral. Why do people do that? And it was rolling across the parking lot from the junior high side towards the high school, which was downhill. Not a big hill, but definitely a slant downward. So it was going to pick up speed and it was going to hit the school. And I saw it, and I ran over there like any superhero would, and I got in front of the hood and I stopped the car. I guess I obviously must have mentioned it to somebody when I came inside. I don't recall how that happened, but the story got back to Mr. Boyer. It was his wife's car. He thought that was a nice thing for me to do. He said, no, no worries. So I went back to Mrs. Rosa. He said, there's not going to be a bill on this. Oh, you are going to pay for this. You go back there and you tell him, I want him to give you a bill. All right. So I went back. Hey, Mr. Boyer, she says that she wants me to pay for this. He says, but it's just wood. We have that in class, and the students can just glue this on or whatever. She says she wants you to give me a bill. He said, oh, all right. Well, I don't know what should it be. He says, how about I think he said $20. I said, okay, thank you. Thank you, I'll tell her that. So I went back and I told Mrs. Rosa, she won. He was going to give me a bill for $20 and he was going to fix her podium. And we weren't going to do any wrestling speeches anymore. When I got home and I told my parents what happened, my dad said, I don't see why the home insurance won't cover it, like it did the wrestler's scales in the gym when I jumped on those and broke them. I don't know. I don't really remember doing that either. But that's some stories that I wanted to share with you. And so I did. And so out, karma. Mrs. Rosa, by the way, kind of became a symbol of obstacles that'll be in your way, but they won't stop you. That's what karma is. That's what the yin and yang is. It's like an energy. What the fuck? It's a constant flow, man. It moves forward. There's obstacles that cause the current to have to sometimes redirect and move around. Sometimes you got to deal with those obstacles and pull them right the fuck out of the way. Either way, keep moving forward. Do it in a good way. I hope you have a lot of good karma coming your way. Peace out, yo.